everybody, I'm Katallina, and today we're here to talk about episode 4 of A Journey Through Another World, Raising Kids While Adventuring. After the slow buildup of tension that we had in episode 3, I can't decide whether I am okay or mildly disappointed with how that actually resolved. On one hand, I understand that this is a cuter, lighter, and more fun-hearted show, so it doesn't surprise me that what ultimately happened was only mildly malicious and not something much more severe as far as the actual cause. On the other hand, though, with how incredibly well they did at building up that tension over episode 3 and then carrying it into episode 4, to see how it resolved was actually kind of bizarre and, as I said, mildly disappointing. Certainly not enough to take away from my interest or joy in the show, but it's amazing how well they did at that, and it's a shame it wasn't being used for something slightly better. That said, it seems that what we saw was actually a form of somewhat resentment, somewhat misunderstanding with one of the guards who actually has a crush on the guard captain, and us unintentionally getting caught in the middle of a personal interaction between these two characters. We'll have to see whether this is going to be a one-off thing for this character, or whether something like this is going to continue to be a problem and this guy is going to continue to have malicious intent toward us going forward. That will determine the weight of this situation. That said, we might not have gotten a lot of weight on that particular issue, but we did get an absolutely incredible fight against one of the scariest snake monsters I've seen in quite some time. And I am definitely somebody who knows a lot about scary snake monsters because that is something that is just not my thing. This was really well done, but oh my gosh, was that ever creepy. And the thing is, one thing I really liked about that fight is that while the children tried to get involved and wanted to be part of it, Takumi actually didn't want them to be, and actually, it seems for the most part, he was the one who did most of the heavy lifting along with the other people who were there, and when the kids did get involved, they actually got smucked around a bit. Fortunately, it wasn't enough to cause any kind of permanent or lasting damage. They only had a couple scratches and bruises, which were reasonably fixed by a cure spell. But we did get to see Takumi actually utilize his abilities more, which was fantastic, and it seems like he's actually capable of some way higher wind abilities than what we've seen so far, and it was cool to see just how thoroughly he can actually hold his own. I mean, it's always hilarious when the little kids are going around and fighting and doing their thing and everything, and it's cute and absurd and fun, but it's very important to see that Takumi is capable and willing to take care of them and that he's not exploiting them, and that was done very well here. I also really liked the ending where we went to the guild. I like how they set up the reality of how Takumi is advancing to an A and Alan and Elena are going to a D, so that their party average is C and they can take up to a B rank quest. Because that way the quests are still reasonably achievable for the whole party, and Takumi is trying to make sure that too much attention does not get drawn to the children. I thought that was an incredibly smart and mature move. Lastly, I want to sing the praises of Luna, the girl at the receptionist desk for the guild, who is absolutely hilarious every time that we see her and go to give her items or show her new stuff that we've gotten. It's always fun, and again, they played into the whole material girl joke. I mean, Madonna should be proud she's being referenced in an anime. It's pretty freaking cute. Overall, though, I enjoyed this episode. I thought that it was pretty solid. I thought that the way they did things was pretty interesting. I'm mildly, again, disappointed with how that whole situation happened, but I think that might have been more in keeping with this show, and it was more so general preferences and expectations that weren't quite met. I don't think that's necessarily a mark against this in particular. But those are my thoughts. I'd love to know what you guys thought of this episode, so drop a comment and let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you later. Bye!